Sreejith Moolayil is a founder of True Elements. As first generation entrepreneurs, he and his co founder Puru Gupta have seen multiple pivots before zeroing down on what they're doing now. But the fun part is they were always true to the purpose they started with of providing clean and healthy packaged food. Just that instead of selling others' products, they have now found their true calling in making great packaged food themselves. But the overriding value has always been to remain true to the consumer, true to planet, and you will get to know what else they are true to. Today, True Elements is the only Indian food brand to be globally recognized as both clean label and 100% whole grain. So we caught up with Srijit to understand how this positioning came about. How does it get propagated to every aspect of what they do, the challenges they face, and what they've learned over this journey. The conversation became a business 101 for a founder to learn about how to think about positioning, e commerce, building a business, and startups in India. If you are wondering how to build your company's culture around the value you hold dear to your heart, this is an absolute must listen. But before you go ahead, in the interest of full disclosure, I and my kids are super fans of the dark chocolate granola by True Elements. There's something that Srijit said during the conversation which we considered editing out later. But we realized that we should retain it in the interest of being true. So here's the conversation in full glory, editing out only the parts that got affected by audio lags due to poor internet connectivity. Welcome, Srijit. Welcome to the CTQ Smartcast.
Hi, Harish. Thank you. Thanks for having me. We have been talking, so I've been following your podcast and reading. So I'm privileged to have among the rest of the luminaries you have had in the past. So, thanks for having me.
Thanks, Srijit. So let's start at the very beginning, as they say. So before we go deeper into the rest of the things that I want to talk to you about, how did you start with your entrepreneurship journey? Because I know it's gone through a few phases. So let's start.
You have seen all of our faces since beginning because you were a veteran to this space before it. So I know that you remember first of the entrepreneurial meeting we had with beyond both of us were you were
right.
Aund Road wala office.
Right.
Yeah. So actually the Kida, the way I call, was there from the campus days of MBA. Okay. But coming from a socialistic communist state of Kerala, I had a non-profit kind of a idea while I was in an MBA. But MBA and 1.5 year of experience, I think it is blessing in disguise. My first job helped me narrow down what I want to do because first job was TVS and they had an amazing library. I don't think I ever read in my life in structured way apart from academics. The only exception was John Grisham because being a law student in graduation, that's all I have read in my life till I passed out MBA. Okay. So TVS library helped me, and that one book which I still remember, Straight from the Gut. Okay. So that's the kind of book, typical old manufacturing kind of book, lot of book I read, and then business came in. So that's when my non-profit became for-profit, and that kind of a evolution started. And that is 2005-4. Okay, so 2006 is when my current co-founder Puru and he's related. So we both were having a coffee, and then some discussion started. So he told, I want to see a brand evolution from incubation to, and we didn't knew the word something called exit. Okay, till our death because right. So I told, yeah, even I wanted to do a brand. So that's when the idea of doing something from social profit to what not to this came in. Okay. Then 2007, that was 2006 late, he was doing his MBA and that summer, this one. So 2006 to 11, we have thought about all the ideas. So we had a black book, which is shared between both of us. It has got all the ideas, and when everybody will have it. We see so many ideas becoming $1 million, $1 billion companies, and we have not done anything. Okay. And there are ideas where we thought is not big enough then and chucked it, but now we see it's big enough. All those happened. So, but we were going all over the place. So education, consumer, everything, tech, everything. But 2011, 10-11 is when health came into picture, because it was actually not a nice incident, because Puru lost his dad for a stage 3 cancer, and that's the time when in family everybody talks about health and discussion happens. And so that time I vision it has to be health. Okay, so that was zeroed in on. And I mean, interestingly, we actually want to do something in health in China. Okay, so I actually moved to be in China from Cognizant. I was part of Cognizant, and I moved to China in 2009. And that is the time this health thing came in. And we thought, okay, now anyway we were to start, because moved to China because Puru did an exchange program during his MBA with Chinese university, and he was sold off with China, and he got me influence in China, and that China is the place we have to start something. I went there. He was supposed to join, but 12 months in China, I realized was China in Excel sheets and books and news articles, and the China actual there is two different worlds.
Right.
It's a black box, and being a law student from Kerala has its lot of drawbacks. Okay, and I cherish my democracy and whatever freedom of expression, all those stuff a lot. And it was scary for a person like me to see what is happening, because if you need to be starting a business, you need to be in a level playing field. At least your effort has to be yielded. Didn't have that feeling. So then we moved back. So he was just moving to China. That's how I told was, no, not here. Not workable. The only option you can be in China, do businesses, you need to be marrying a Chinese who has a Communist Party connection. Okay. And I was beyond that because I was already married. Puru didn't want to exercise that option. So we were back to square one, and then I moved back to India. And year 2011 is when okay, let's start. But I know I knew I have to start, but I didn't have that last nudge because I was doing extremely well at my place. Okay. And obviously want to start, and when you have 2 EMIs, 1 car, 1 girl, and 1 bacha, it's a strong pullback. Okay, so that pull. But then Puru was just getting married, arranged marriage. It was छोड़ना तो मेरे को अभी छोड़ना पड़ेगा, नहीं तो मैं भी फंस जाएगा. So he quit in 2011. Okay, then I told, okay, I am coming. You let's figure out what you start something. I am coming. So 1 year down the line, 2012 is when I joined. That time the idea was to have in between meal healthy snacks and drinks in corporates. That's when I think we met, right? So we were doing in corporates. We thought let's not touch the meals. Let's give options for corporates. The idea of a corporate was you have a captive audience. You don't have rental. You don't have to pay electricity, pani. Theoretically, best place to be there. Capex is zero, and then you have a captive audience. Marketing is not required. This is the place to be in. And typical MBA grads with 80 years did all the stupid stuff, went live in 3 cities, Delhi, Bombay, Pune. हम तो $1 million business बनाएंगे, मतलब 10 महीने में तो लग गई. What we didn't knew that people actually, so mathematically, that's actually good maths we learned. I think till day we utilize that. For example, the building assumption, captive audience is right. Okay. But we didn't knew that because everybody in that building will not want to drink and eat healthy. Okay. Tuck. The whole captive audience came to 4% of the captive audience. Okay. And then of the 4%, everybody has to spending X amount of money every day to be sustainable. Okay. Nobody was spending that much every day. Once in a week. So business model non-viable. But by the time we had gone too wide. Okay. Because idea was I being an HR guy, getting into canteen and putting up kiosk is an easy step to done because batch में junior, senior, हाथ पैर पकड़ के घुस तो गया. But तब तक we gone wide. Okay. Then it's okay. Now let's pull back. We pull back, but we had offline team. Like we had team in Delhi, we had team in Mumbai, we had team in Pune. What do we do with these guys? So we already had food products of regional brands from across India. What do we do this? So we thought let's distribute. These products are not marketed well. Let's do marketing of these products. Let's market. And again, another thing, we went and did modern trade, which is big basket kind of, big bazaar kind of places. And we started that offline predominantly in Delhi because the Delhi team was Puru's Procter & Gamble team, which was a hardcore offline team. So इनको आता है, इनको देते हैं, ये लोग छोड़ देंगे. Okay, so we started offline focus in Delhi, back to modern trade. Mumbai, Pune, we were driving. So Pune was more corporate because मेरे को वही आता है, मतलब corporate driven sales, and Puru is doing a mix of both. But again, offline market in Delhi is bad. You don't get money back. You don't get attention. We got screwed again. 7-8 months. We had to shut down Delhi, move back. Then only Pune, Mumbai. But by the time we had corporate connections, we had products. What to do with these two? Okay. The corporate connections, they had money to spend on health and wellness, called corporate wellness. They were doing medical checkup. They were doing an ergonomy session. They were doing a session on heart health and this and that. There's not structure. Let's put all this structure together and let's put a scorecard driven health for corporate. Okay, we did that. There is still a business there for sure. So we did that from 2014 to 2016, 2015. Okay. But what we realized is that may not fuel our hunger to do something big. Okay. It's a good cash positive business. Only thing is that it has a life cycle of 12 to 18 months. हर 12 महीने में जाके HR के बाद renew कर दो, तब HR वाला बोलता है बस मेरा headcount is 20% up, your cost has to be 20% down. It doesn't work like that. But yeah, that's how the negotiation works. But that business, we thought it cannot be scaled with its relationship. There was tech, but it was tough. So that's when 2015 we realized it. We then pivoted to a health food marketplace called Healthy World. Okay, where we were only selling all the products we had accumulated all these years for kiosks, for corporate wellness. Let's sell it. But one thing which we have done since day one, we were telling health and food, but we never intermingled or we were clear for the reason why we started business was because driven by a situation driven at home. Right. So we never sold protein supplements even in our Healthy World. So if you look at the at least food e-commerce evolution, people went to e-commerce first for value, then for privacy. So if you 2014 people were buying sexual wellness products, people not comfortable buying stuff online, डाल दो आएगा नहीं, मतलब आएगा किसी को पता नहीं चलेगा. So in that era, we still didn't sell sexual wellness because all our peers in the health and food were selling that. We didn't sell protein supplements. We fundamentally believe that's not a healthy way to live, right? So we didn't sell supplements and none of those. People call it stupid. We would have become different level. But we could not. It's too early to call that as values. Yeah, but we thought was क्यों करना है? मतलब then तो salary कर लेता. So तब तक we were not struggling financially. We were struggling. Thanks to few mentors, we got consulting assignment and we were managing it somehow. So that's where we reached. After 3 pivots, we reached healthyworld.in. And then 2015, we did our angel, a small angel. And but after that, angel money got over in 12 months. We realized, boss, इसमें तो marketplace में तो पैसा ही नहीं है until you become an Amazon, and for that you need to raise a lot of money. We had missed the bus by that time. We had not raised money. Right? To acquire to our customers, we had to raise money. We not raised much. We had only raised little. Till that time, we were bootstrapped. So now that this is going to be struggle. So 2016 early, we started True Elements as a brand within Healthy World of products which are fast selling. So any product which was sizable market share in our platform, we converted to our brand purely to improve our margins. That is only and that's how we started. Then 8-9 months down the line, boss, उसमें margin ज़्यादा है, acquisition cost is less. If you go to Amazon and sell, they will acquire the customers, and we will probably be able to scale faster. So then 2016 to 2017, we ran Healthy World and True Elements. 17 early is when realized it is True Elements and Healthy World still there. It is still churning out 19,000 unique visitors a month. It's a content marketplace. That's how we reached 4 pivots and lot of screw ups and then that's how we reached 2017 True Elements. So at True Elements, we knew the canvas to an extent that, as I've told you, that we will not do this, but we will do is an evolution which we did another 18 months to figure out what we will do. So now I think we have 100% clear what we won't do and what we will do. Okay. Right. Now one small piece which is still missing is what is that which is going to give us too much money so that we can stick to it every day in and out. That is still a work in progress. I would call this. But what we won't do, we are clear. Like we are a clean label food. मतलब खाने में खाना ही रहेगा और कुछ नहीं रहेगा. Right. And again, so that's the True Elements as a word. So that's an interesting story. So मतलब हेल्दी वर्ल्ड तो हमने ऐसे ही बनाया था, मतलब नाम ऐसे ही सोच दिया था.
Hmm.
Two Elements बनाया था, that we were making just immediately 6 months after the Angel. We thought किसी को तो देना पड़ेगा, दिमाग लगाना पड़ेगा. So typical of our देखा network में कौन है. So there was this I mean, design guy whom I had hired in Cognizant in 2007 from campus. He was just moving out of campus and starting his design studio. मतलब बस तू ये मेरे लिए बकरा ले पकड़. So he actually didn't give any other name. One name, those that company is folded, but Vivek, one name which gave was True होना चाहिए, बाकी आप डिसाइड करो क्या चाहिए. Because मैं आपको जानता हूँ, True आपका जिसमें बैठेगा, पीछे 5-6 ऑप्शन दिए उन्होंने. मतलब True Elements बोलने में ठीक ठाक लगा, चलो close. So that's how reached there as a word.
Right.
So the name is not by some, it is because he thought that resonates, we thought it looks cool, and then we started building around. So
Right. Yeah. So a lot of things to unpack here, Sreejith. One is the fact, I think, before we go further, I would want to, tell that True Elements is the first and the only Indian brand to be globally recognized as both clean label and 100% whole grain, right?
Yes.
So something like that doesn't happen by accident. It's not, just some coincidence or happenstance. So there's a lot of deliberate effort that has to go into, the whole thing. You walked us through the whole pivots and how things evolved, but I think it again comes back to what that designer told you, right? That true is something that I associate with you. Now the second word is what you guys can pick, but in all your dealings, in everything that you had done till that point, even though you didn't mention the word, you didn't use the word true, truth was coming out in the way you operated, and which is why he also had that takeaway, right?
Yeah.
So it may sound like connecting the dots later, and you're just trying to make a story now to make it sound attractive and all of that. But if you can walk us through some of those times from 2011 to 16 17, now when you look back, what were those instances where you actually held true to your beliefs, even though there were other forces that were more attractive, asking you to do something else? Now if you look back at those times, do you say, oh, that is why I was true? What were those things? Can you look back at those points?
So there are multiple instances. For example, when you look coming to a decision making process, there will be something which drives it. Okay.
Right.
Now, so obviously people call it logic and data analytics, all those, but at the end of the day, as all of us know, we usually get into a decision, we try validating whether the decision is right using all this, right? And there it helped. For example, as simple as I told you, we never sold any non-food item, even in healthy world, right? We only sold healthy food there. The reason was because of the purpose which we came into this, right? So purpose, one thing is clear, we need to see a brand. And brand, because of all this journey, 3 failures and coming in, what we were left with, a lot of confidence and some belief system which worked throughout. For example, end of the day, we went back to corporate 3 times. There are corporates who gave us business after 3 screw-ups as well. Because of that reason, same reason, because these guys stand for something and they will do that, right? So we could not articulate what that is. Or for example, like just I give you one classic conflict we had. Okay, so I, as I have told you, that we are India's first clean and whole grain certified, but globally we are looked up for one another stuff, which is traceability. Okay, which is we are the only food company which gives farm to fork trace of each ingredient in the pack. Okay, now so I have a bunch of food technologists who have come from food industry. Okay, and they have come from, both of them have come from Pepsi world. Okay, Pepsi, that kind of world where the formulation of the product is supposed to be protected, suitcase, lock, 3 lock and kept. Okay, and that's how even today I am told that the Haldiram's masala, the seasoning is actually brought by the founding team and they sprinkles on whatever they give it. I don't know how much true it is. So that's the world. I am not from food, I don't understand. Right? But what we knew from day one was, जो है बोलना चाहिए. अभी सामने वाला पैसा देके खाना ले रहा है और पैकेट खोल के अंदर डाल रहे हैं. We are duty bound to tell इसके अंदर क्या है. and to the core. Okay. So it was, why should it be? If somebody is paying money and somebody is trusting to put that in the mouth, we need to tell exactly हम क्या कैसे करके डाल रहे हैं. Okay. So that was a fight. That was a fight. And last, the fight was in product development person, quality person, product sir, फॉर्मुलेशन आप डाल देगा, कंपटीशन कॉपी कर लेगा, सीधा जाओ ट्रेसेबिलिटी में प्रोडक्ट ले लो, ट्रेसेबिलिटी ले लो, फॉर्मुलेशन सामने दिखेगा, कॉपी कर लो. No, well, ठीक है. If you have just made a product which can be copied and somebody can do it, then you're not done a brand, right? That's not brand.
Right.
Today it's possible, tomorrow it's not possible. But that doesn't mean that we will not do it because we are true. So moment मैंने बोला ये true है, हमको करना पड़ेगा. Then they don't have any other argument to tell बस ये नहीं करना है. मतलब हम true है, बोलना है. And today my formulation is up for everybody to see, right? And each batch, for example, so that has helped a lot of decisions. For example, when a quality guy has to reject a raw material at the point of entry, even a 5% compromise is not possible for him. तो उसको पता है बस ये मेरा कंज्यूमर देखने वाला है, इसका क्वालिटी क्या है, मैं लिखने वाला ये है. इसमें लेट्स से 5% डस्ट ज्यादा था, क्लीन करवाया, या इसमें कीड़ा आया था, कीड़ा हमने क्लीन करके डाला, मतलब क्वालिटी रिपोर्ट विल कम देन. That's going to be available. So all the decision in the company made was, and so now everybody uses the same yardstick, and actually it also comes against me. Some, for example, another decision help. So pre-COVID, I think 2019. So we had typical. I'm from Tata Motors and TVS and Cognizant. So I have come from a world जहाँ पे contract manpower भी होता है, मतलब full on-roll manpower भी होता है. Contract manpower is for the moving people who are on the floor. That's how manufacturing company works. And I started like that. My production guy यार, अगर आप true बोलते हो, हम अपना employee को trust नहीं कर रहे, उसको तो on-roll पे लिया ही नहीं आपने, मतलब आपने contract पे रखा है. I don't have an answer. Obviously, you are right. Now, that day we decided everybody who is working on the company, inside the company, has to be either an intern or has to be on roll of the company. There's nothing called you're on defense, you're on contract, right? So, ठीक है, financially, yeah, obviously, a lot of costs got added up because of that decision. But end of the day, if that is what we drive, and he had a question, I didn't have an answer, I have to comply. So I would not call it is structured, but did that word being there help? It helped. It is helping every day in each of the decision, whether it is hiring, whether it is firing, everywhere, right? So it helps. And how did that word came into existence? Somebody who saw me and us for some years thought that he could have just tried marketing gimmick on us to sell a nice word to us. But looking back, we are able to live up to that.
Right.
It is not. So you need to live up, right? We are not struggling to live up to that. I am comfortable making a person contract. I am comfortable putting the formulation up. I am comfortable, for example, another, and again, you being one of our consumer, cranberry is a product which also had a lot of debate. For example, if you look at any cranberry out in the market, you see cranberry लिखेगा सब लोग और कुछ नहीं लिखेंगे. Okay. Products which claim to be 100% true and all those stuff also register like cranberry. हम लिखते हैं cranberry नहीं है, cranberry sugar sunflower oil वो लिखते हैं.
Right.
वो बोले बस ये है, ये डालना पड़ेगा. But that goes against actually our clean philosophy because हम बोलते हैं हम sugar नहीं डालते. Okay. But हमें ingredients में वो है कि हमने sugar नहीं डाला है. तो cranberry आता है ऐसा है. तो उसकी वजह से I still day every week I get 2 or 3 1-star reviews. तुम बोलते हो ना added sugar, but the ingredients के अंदर ऐसा लिखा है. But हम बोले मैंने नहीं डाला, वो cranberry ऐसे ही आता है US.
Right.
But so it is not an easy decision, but it doesn't hurt us emotionally. Financially, probably short term it could, but emotionally it doesn't hurt us when you take decisions driven by that. So probably we are that. So now we have come to conclusion. We are trying to tell again. So when management jargon we are that. So we could relate to that. So probably we are that.
Right.
That those words stand by.
Yeah. And the other interesting thing, Sreejith, is the fact that yes, you are selling organic, but you have sort of almost created this new category called true, right? I mean, if you look at the example of cranberry, you are clearly saying, so this is true to your category, that true to your positioning that you are taking, right? If it happens to be not organic, so be it, but you are true to true, Whereas a lot of people
Yeah.
who have to, be true to organic will then end up having to make these compromises saying that, yeah, I mean, we are saying we are organic, but we are not organic, right? So I
We're
think
not
that
organic. Yeah.
that semantics is also working, very nicely for you guys.
Yeah, correct. No, so another thing, I think it's not because at the stage we are in, it's not just two of us who are driving or decision. 99% decisions are taken by the team, right?
Right.
So each of those team members are also should be able to live up to that word true and take decision about it, right? So luckily we have a bunch of freshers who came in and few laterals who came in, and we didn't have churn there, and all of them, whether it is hiring done right at a cultural level or being lucky, whatever it is. So there also we not struggle at all when they deciding with the same philosophy and same values. We not struggle. It's only that they only come and challenge that at multiple points that because this is what we are, then why are you doing this? Right.
Right,
So
right.
that
I
also
will, Sreejith, I will interrupt you there. I will not take that answer at face value. I wouldn't say that you're just lucky. There has to be something deliberate that you are doing to be able to attract those kind of people, right? Who are, buying into your philosophy.
yeah, but is it because end of the day you try liking people whom you match wavelength with, whom you understand more, whom you
Hmm.
can relate to more. Okay,
Right.
so at a very very well, macro level, you can tell yeah that's cultural match on those, but it is because yeah we could hire we could meet people for interview similar kinds and we could hire. So yeah, I
Right.
still believe it is because how do you evaluate if a person is a true or how
Hmm.
much the person will stand for in a
Hmm.
20-30 minutes interview? It is difficult. Okay.
Right.
We will try connecting that, yeah, these are the instances in his life which resonates what he stands for.
Hmm.
Most likely, yes. But in interview, everybody is at his or her
The
best.
best. Hmm.
And I still think it's to an extent luck. मतलब, ठीक है, मतलब कुछ तो we know what to look for, but I don't think if we knew, we would have hired rock stars who could have taught us to different level as well, right? For example,
Hmm. Hmm.
right now in last year we only had this bunch of people who started career with us in our earlier businesses. Last year 2020 is when we got a bunch of second level people who could challenge us, right? We had to get it from outside because these guys were not challenging us to an extent, right?
Hmm.
Because right, so I'm just countering what you told. So if we were such perfect, we could have managed that we could not. We had to hire experienced lateral people to challenge us, right?
Right.
So I will still wait marginally more to the luck factor.
But you
At
definitely
the
need to take more credit, is all I would say.
okay, we'll take it as a feedback.
On that note, Srijit, again, the true positioning in the current climate, right? It can be very easily seen as, oh, they're just saying it, they're not really true, and all of that. For whatever said and done, that is the way it is assumed, right? So given that as the condition, how easy or difficult was it for you to sort of indoctrinate these people that actually what I'm saying is what I believe in and this is what we really want to do? It's not just for the sake of saying. How did that process go in terms of convincing these people? Like the example that you gave about the product development person, challenging you about putting out the formulation. How easy or difficult was it at different levels of people at True Elements?
So the challenge we have is so internally each decision is driven by that. But what everybody is true. Every food packet out there in a shelf is supposed to be true. Otherwise, nobody will buy. Right.
Hmm.
So is true a very strong differentiation for us to be with other brand? It isn't as long as we bombard a lot of marketing around it and we own that space. Okay, and we don't have the privilege of that money. We're not raised that much to do that too. And we actually don't know how to spend and do that. That's an area of improvement for us. Okay. But that means anybody who's come close to us and tried understanding us knows this is what is. There are multiple instances in trying to tell that as stories out there and put it out there for people to see it. Okay, it's already been demonstrated. Any person picking our product would see that in each of the pack, right? Whether what we have put up, what we are, for example, we are driven by 4 pillars: true to people, true to planet, true to our word, and true to food, right? So this food, so true, we have tried just put in 4 buckets. So, but what does each of those mean? For example, nobody thought there could be a zero plastic packaging solution available for food until we put that true to planet there, and we started thinking, what can we do in around that? Okay, so answering your question point blank, it is still not clear for a consumer as to how is our true different from any other true out there. Okay, because that's one area where we have work to do. We're talking out loud all these examples of stuff which we're doing. Okay, or as simple as was, we are the only product company which has put formulation and the complete journey out there. My vendor, I'll tell you, last week, one of my vendor, supplier who supplies freeze-dried fruits into our muesli called, that sir, my machine, my capacity has been multiplied by 4 now. Machines are up. Okay. And I have extra bandwidth and my EMIs is not being met. I need additional business. Now, boss, I cannot go 4x in over 2-3 months. So let me connect you with competitors. So for a moment, he was said, will you connect? So I connected to Yoga Bar and Whole Truth founders we know from groups and we know chat. So I connected with them. So next day he reached out. Next day he called. We work with multiple people. Everybody talks sweet, but nobody has connected us to a competition per se. ये मेरा vendor है, अच्छा vendor है, ले लो. So first, it came to my mind when he asked, can I get more business is what his question is. He didn't ask, can you connect? First, my mind, it came to mind, should we do? Then obviously, this kind of decisions, you take it emotional and do it, right? So then I call Puru, मेरे को लग रहा है करना चाहिए, क्या लगता है? नहीं लगना चाहिए, करना चाहिए. अभी हम नहीं करेंगे, वो कोई और के किसी के पास जाएगा. ये बंदे को ही बिजनेस मिलेगा तो वो अच्छा बनेगा, तो हमको बेटर मार्जिन में प्रोडक्ट मिलेगा, तो भलाई हमारे होने वाली डायरेक्टली. So कर देते हैं. So it is a selfish reason because of which we did that, right? So but the reasoning was triggered by a thought, and why not? Right? So if you would have gone guarded from day one, we would not even thought this way of logic. Okay, again, as I've told you, we decided to give a number, then we realized, okay, how can we justify we did the right decision? So that helps. So in coming back, but does a consumer know it? No. Will a consumer know कि boss, this is what drives this company? So that need to be told, that need to be experienced. Yeah, every month around 220,000 households are experiencing it, but we are not talking out loud because we have actually again built the brand without spending. They spend money, not spending to the level at which the market is making other competitors spend the money. We didn't have that money. So because of that, we are not there in, let's say, in modern trade at all. So our earlier example that Delhi mein we started offline, we never entered Delhi till this year August. उधर नहीं जाएंगे वाला boss. So learning from Delhi. Second thing, we will not enter modern trade as of now. We are not there in, let's say, D-Mart, Big Bazaar, Star Bazaar, Spar, because we believe that's an expensive channel to go in and be present in front of consumers. The cost efficient channel is go to category A stores in all the cities. So we are there in mostly tier 1 cities. But if we have gone to those stores, more consumers would have reached us, experienced us, we would have gone, the brand would have been known further. Okay, that's not there. Again, so it is purely limited resources. What is the best we can do? You leave the story and start telling the stories to whoever you are coming in contact with and try amplifying with limited resources. But as long as we are living to tell the story, people will see the story someday, right?
Right. Yeah.
So main objective is
sorry, Sreejith, you spoke about the consumers, but I also wanted to understand how are employees, resonating to this. How easy or difficult was it for you guys to actually propagate this, percolate this to the, to the lowest level in terms of the organization, that this is, who we are, and was there any resistance, there?
So junior level, actually, this is the best engagement value which you can drive and easily drive. End of the day, even I will not call any person who is habituated to the opposite of true. Let me not typecast it.
Right.
That person want to be seen as somebody who resonates with you. That means this is one very idealistic hook I need to be associated with. That's a across educated, uneducated, thought leader. Everybody wants this hook for this word. Okay. So when we gave the hook to junior level, for them, they are not taking decisions, they are executioners, right? For example, it's a beautiful hook to get and thanks to that, during COVID, we didn't have any of our employees going back to villages during our lockdown one, okay, because that hook was good enough for them to. So junior level, it is beautiful because they know. Like I still remember in the first lockdown when like doctors are essential services. So I was telling was we also need to churn out products because there are people who are waiting for our products to be available. Okay, and that day in our retail sales group in Hyderabad, one store guy called our sales guy somewhere around 20-30 kilometers away that please send your steel cathodes by tomorrow. There is this consumer who has got all the allergies of the world you can think about. He's on steel cathode most of the time. I mean, 60, 70-year-old old couple, they are on this. And lockdown. Okay. And we could not deliver it. You'll not believe that sales officer, I think, do bar to police se maar khaya, but he's actually supposed to take orders from stores. He went and delivered to that couple in that place. Okay. Why did it work? हमने बोला था ना essential हम भी हैं. Suddenly, so end of the day, that's a very easy hook for anybody to associate it. And at a lower strata where you cannot engage with complex stuff, this is a beautiful stuff too. So there we don't have a challenge. Challenge is at a middle level and senior level where people have to take decisions and tough decisions, some decisions which are not easy way out, right? Difficult way out, right? For example, you need to reject this product, but the product cannot go out of stock. So what do? First, get a new vendor and find all this. That easier way was, ठीक है 5% कम है अप्रूव कर दो, वो नहीं कर सकता ना. That's where we have challenge, right? Yeah, but checks and balances works there. For example, there are multiple people. Somebody about ये नहीं मतलब ये देखने वाले out. So there we have challenge. Lower level, that's a best hook. Whether you call it in a very value, but that's a very binding hook for junior. Interestingly, my production on the day shift is all women. Okay, so 100% women is my production on a day shift. Okay, we have 3 shifts. First shift, first shift is 100% women. Second also we in between had, but then during our factory license, factory inspector told we have women in the factory. That means they are going to go after 6 o'clock. So गाड़ी चाहिए, late हो गया तो security चाहिए, फिर रुका तो room चाहिए. मतलब ये सब किधर करेंगे? So we changed the timing of women shift from morning 7 to 2-3 o'clock. So all the jamelas are out. Okay. But when we have such decisions, it is junior level is a easier one. So we don't have challenge. Middle level challenge is everybody want the work to be easier, right? And having such strong value is going to make your life difficult. Right? So that's where it's a challenge for a new person to believe this is possible and start doing it.
Right. So you mentioned checks and balances. Can you give some examples of the kind of checks and balances you have at that level to make sure this is working for you?
The only one checks and balances, though for the world it is traceability. Internally it is not traceability. It is transparency. Matlab, whatever is being done, what we are doing, we are making a product, getting a raw material from somewhere, processing it, making a product, shipping it. Right. The rest is done by the distribution, marketing, and sales. In this, the only thing which puts the checks and balances, whatever years. So I keep telling in our monthly outing, we are actually standing in a glass built factory. Everybody can see what we are doing, what we are putting in. So that's what the fact is. For example, each of the sows, for example, from the Feb, we have started contract farming with Satara-based farmers. So the journey from the seed level to the harvesting, and from harvesting to our plant, and then in our plant, what we did with that to packing, and then this, each stage, what has been done and what are the conditions is for everybody to see. Okay, that is the best checks and balances, because at the end of the day, there's nothing covered here. Everything is how to know, right? And we are making so that's the, and again, so we didn't reach here to do this. Our objective was to put people to see what we are doing. Okay, but that's helping us in putting the beautiful checks and balance, because every decision will be judged by a consumer who is going to trace it. So you that be that, but again, so I don't think गलतियां तो होता है. I don't think we are running a 100% error free place. We are not even Six Sigma. Let me not sugarcoat. So mistakes happen, but as long as we don't corner people for their mistakes and make them, you are responsible, put a process and go ahead. That's been the culture since day one. So again, so induction at was, we are not fired anybody for doing mistakes. Okay, you can do 2-3 times also, because I have done mistakes. This is my fourth screw up. What True Elements is after 3 mistakes, so nothing more than that. And then after spending a couple of crores, so no other mistake will be bigger than this. So I'm silly, right? So it's okay, you can do, yeah, but don't do mistakes which are stupid, or don't do mistakes which are obvious. So that we do. So Puru have this acronym FAIL. Okay, so then he tells us, keep failing, but as long as you learn it, doing it, you can do mistakes. So mistakes are fine. Okay.
Right.
So once that and transparency works, then people know we are under observation, but you're not going to be punished for mistakes. That's the checks and balance. So fail and transparency runs the checks and balance.
Right. Yeah. So at a completely different level, right? How does this play out when you go out to raise funds with the investors? How do they look at this?
That's a question we still don't know how to answer. Okay, I'll tell you. So initially, everybody don't know, you cannot take such a high moral standard. And then they'll give another 10 examples. This brand had to put additional sugar to make it tasty for people to buy it. This brand had to put salt to make it. At the end of the day, either you are here for business or you are for non-profit. You cannot be here and there, right? But we believe there is a business possible with this philosophy. Okay, so at an initial meeting level, this is an amazing story. At least at the face of the consumer investor, all the VCs and PEs, they are our consumers. We love our product, all this fine. But when it comes to how will you scale, won't you have challenge in scale? Okay, is where they are having let me not put doubts. That's where they will tell us you will have challenges in that scale. So would be a challenge to become a few thousand crore company, because with this high moral standard it is difficult. We believe it is possible. Okay. The difference is we believe we have the whole lifespan of another, let's say 40-50 years in front of us to do it. Okay, they have taken somebody's money and they don't have that time. They are right at there, we are right at ours. Okay, so is it possible to become a 3,000 crore company in next 3 years? How much ever money you put in, it is not possible. How much ever money you put in, it is not possible. Food, it is taste, end of the day. So I know we don't talk from 13,000 feet and tell them we are the clean label food of the world, because moment I tell I am pissing off 97% people out there, but unko to clean chahiye nahi. Moment any Latin word, clean is Latin for them, means ye healthy hai, ye tasty nahi hai, महंगा है side में. So we don't, that's a learning. So again, so one line which I live up to, I whenever I write, I use that line. Steve Jobs, dots connect when you look back, right? So I strongly believe that's how it happens. So that will come. So in the sense, so it is not possible, but correct. Okay, for example, but that gives amazing challenges, and as entrepreneurs, you would know, well, at least beyond a small number, we don't know what to do with if that money comes in, ever it comes. Okay? It is more for our mental satisfaction or kick off it. It's more like a drug, right? एक बार लग गया तो मतलब then you are and I don't know, non-entrepreneurs would relate to it. It is not money. I think it is not money for it. ठीक है, लग रहा रहेगा ये है वो, but I don't think that's not the challenge. Okay? The challenge. So one of our mentors, one of a senior veteran person from the food industry. So we were working on pancake. Okay, so let's clean pancake. Where did pancake came in? We thought lot of new gen moms are feeding their kids pancake, and pancake apparently comes with sugar, yeast, baking soda, baking powder. ये तो होना ही चाहिए, उसके ऊपर बाकी जो सब चाहिए.
Right.
Okay. One of our product development meeting, let's work on pancake. Because pancake clean with has to rise like this is not possible. ठीक है, करते हैं. So we cracked it. Okay, we have a pancake which doesn't have any of this. Okay, but what happened is, in the quest of making the product is so expensive because the ingredients are so expensive that I am not competing with pancake. I am competing with super niche rich pancake consumers, which is a micro set within the pancake. Okay. Now we are reworking on pancake formulation to get into the pancake wala rate, and then so those are the stuff which drives us, right? Our objective is any packaged food which is non-clean is an opportunity for us, and any household which believe that best food to be fed is packaged food is an opportunity for us. Right? For example, they have not seen our product. We believe anybody tells us घर का खाना खाना चाहिए. 100% मैं भी घर का खाना ही खाता हूँ, but I don't have to think twice. ये तो बाहर का है. I don't have to tell my kids no, I don't eat this. Right? No, you eat this and that at this. Okay, so that is an opportunity. So we will see that market evolving over a period of time. West is already opened up. Okay, India mein, as of now, we are not selling as a clean. We are not over putting clean out there. We are, as soon as people want to buy the product for the taste and the value, opening the dabba, if there can be a hologram projected and tell, do you know that was 100% clean? That's what we would ideally want to reach, right? So there is an investor. They are also right. I don't think they are wrong. That can you be 100% clean with shelf life challenges and go to all the remote plants and sell a 30 rupee snacks? Not possible as of today.
Right.
So that's a problem we are living with. So because of that also we have not been gone out and approached all the VCs out there, because there are VCs who we think resonate to this kind of stuff. Reach out to those kind of people, because otherwise marriages will fail. That marriage will fail very quick. So yeah, so we are a little bit choosy there. So yeah.
Yeah, that's great, Sreejith. So, any thoughts on brand building per se, right? Because this is not just building a brand, but you're also living the brand, right? So, both internally and externally. So, how has your, like understanding of the whole concept of brand building evolved over the last, 10 years now?
Okay, so brand building, obviously, thanks to whatever reading we have done, we thought that's how brand is built, right? End of the day, you create that clear-cut perception in the consumer's mind when they think about this as a brand, and there we have an idea of what, okay, but that is that a watertight compartment where nobody can enter? No, it isn't. Like whether true and clean, true brand is not still a watertight compartment, and for that we need to talk out loud, okay. So that's one challenge. But the biggest learning in last, let's say 3-4 years is, okay, we have come to a conclusion that there are consumers who are your fans, okay, and there are people who are there for a very short period of time. Then there are people who will not stick to any brand for more than one occasion, okay, and we need all the three group of people, okay. And there are industry, but you need to focus on your fans and build the clean space that is going to be tough. Okay, so we are accepted to the fact that means the way we need to be seen in front of these three group of consumers has to be different, because all the three are picking our product for three different reasons. Okay, so but again, so the one biggest filter that we have, that means if I have very high CAC, okay, I cannot go behind the second and third group of consumers, because वो तो आज है कल नहीं है, दूसरा है 2 महीने के लिए आगे नहीं. Okay, so there we have kept it low so that we don't struggle acquiring these consumers and losing it over a month's time.
So CAC is customer acquisition cost.
Customer acquisition cost, right? So and again, so there again, as I've told you, we are not there in all the overcrowded modern trade places. Even in Amazon, for example, there are brands who get listed, and on 7th or 8th day, you will see the reviews are already 40-50. Okay. मेरा एक प्रोडक्ट तो 8 महीना हो गया, मैं महीने में 1000 पीस बिक रहा हूँ, उसके पास 15 रिव्यू है अभी. Okay, so मतलब, so again, so Amazon is allowing to an extent this what do you call review building as I think. Okay, so are you, so again, so the another reason I said, so first marketing guy who came in, digital person who told we have to do that if we need to be ranking in Amazon quickly. No, True doesn't allow it, right? So True doesn't allow it, but that help. For example, the very recently one VC challenged us, no, you will be doing it. So I opened the Review Meta. Review Meta is a tool which is you put a plugin and you analyze which you pick your product. Okay, then I'll pick competition product. Then let's see if my reviews are even 2% paid. I rest my case. So that confidence I have because of the True, right? Because and I could tell that marketing, right? So, but coming back to the brand part. Okay, now all this has to be done. Building content, building fake reviews, all this can be done when you have that was यही है मेरा इसको तो win करने का. Okay, so as of now I would want to be in households of all these three people, and what I'm trying to achieve is this person right now is eating a muesli today, he might move to another muesli tomorrow, or he might move to, let's say, poha tomorrow. Can I have a poha? Okay, and he might stop poha and move to a dosa mix. Can I have dosa mix? Okay, so there again there is another different thought. A brand with such a wide range is a difficult proposition in a consumer's mind, because what do you stand for is not clear in consumer's mind. So I am clear, I am stand for true and clean. Okay, but consumer is not seeing it because I have not told it clearly. That's an area of improvement. There is no, we are clear, there is no challenge in going wide and having multiple categories in one brand, as long as all of those stand for one, and that we are clear, right? Each of the product is clear. So because of that, so we look at that consumers and brand journey in a little different way. Okay, so when it comes to performance marketing, we also look at it in a different way than conventional well, we don't use that typical metrics to acquire and retain, because we believe all these consumers are going to be in existence in India, and as of today we are getting to, let's say, India's top 4-5%. That's a 4-5 crore is a readily available consumers, and rest is getting added to that bucket. And while they are getting added to that bucket, we also need to be having products which will help them getting added to this bucket. Right? For example, in Chennai, let's say traditional Chennai family will be the least consumer of a muesli. So idli dosa, even my home, irony is my dad being beta का company है, तो सुबह अभी चाय बंद कर दिया, oats आता है, but उसके बाद 10 बजे तो इडली डोसा ही चाहिए, मतलब वो तो नहीं छोड़ सकता ना. So now he has added one dish. So we have such kind of consumers. So what do? Let's get a clean dosa mix. So then मतलब dosa mix में clean क्या है? मतलब dosa तो clean dosa clean है. No. Now MTR, sorry, मतलब brand should have come with कर. Okay, so any instant dosa. Okay, so dosa क्या होता है? थोड़ा race होना चाहिए. वो it need to leave that pores across. अभी dosa बनता है. वो बनने के लिए you create a chemical lab inside that whereby it releases gas. That's what most of these dosa food engineers does it. Correct. They achieve it by adding some chemicals which on temperature will release gas. But that's not the only way. We have found a natural way where that can be done. So where I'm coming from is, that means I am looking at, okay, this 4 crore Indians were there. The next 1 crore, how can we get this next 1 crore into ours? By giving the products which they consume. Okay. Or I don't think any other our competition have a product called kanji. Kanji is it's a congee in Southeast Asia and kanji in Kerala. Okay. Right. So we saw a consumer study coming out in Relevance. Most of the consumers in Kerala are eating oats for dinner. Okay. And I, being a Malayali, I know in dinner, at least rural Kerala, eat kanji. Okay. Then marry both together and give a product. Okay. So that helps. But end of the day, what is the driving principle is true clean. Okay. But does a dosa mix consumer will buy this for clean as of now? No. My this is, can I get that pricing of the product as good as the next best available option? And then make him realize this isn't that in terms of ingredients. This is different. Okay. Moment if I need to make the consumer tell that this isn't that and buy me, it will come at a very high cost. As of now, I am going to give it put it next to that at the same price, and then we match.
Right. Yeah, this is great, Sheej. I think you've really unpacked and educated me and our viewers about the whole industry and how you have actually gone about building this. It's also a great lesson in positioning and branding. It's like what Alries and Jack Trout talk about. You have used all the 22 immutable laws of branding as well. So coming to the end of this conversation, more of a sort of a personal question for you. What are some of the things that you are deliberately doing to sort of stay ahead of the curve, build your own future relevance? Recommend some, podcasts, books that have inspired you in your journey and shaped your thinking.
And so again, I read not in one area. Okay, my books are, but all are in business. I have not read fiction. I have not read any fiction after John Bishop.
Right.
That's another area. Puru keep telling about you need a mix of fiction and this. Otherwise, you're narrowing. Yeah, but I'm not. I'm still not. That's another area of improvement for me. So most of my reading has been the business, startup, and stories around and one book which I keep telling my team is Simon's Start with a Why. Okay,
Right.
so I think that and our philosophy gives, at least in a setup like ours, that's one book which gives solution to a lot of questions which comes to our mind every day, right? Because it fundamentally breaks down the way we look at each of the instances on a daily basis. But in terms of habit podcast, so till CTQ happens, I was anything which was thrown by Google was my okay. I am not a structured learner per se. Okay, so structured learning is only books. So books again, it is also I would more tell it is blogs and Amazon suggested. So I look at which are the top 10 business books, and then you go and validate what are the kind of. Then you keep adding it in your cart, and when one is getting over, order it. And again, I am for some reason I cannot read in Kindle. वो book वाला feel चाहिए, so I order. I will probably tell True to Planet when it comes to plastic free packaging. But sorry, मेरे को नहीं समझ में आता वो. I need hard book printed paper, so I order physical book. So one book backup, one book reading. So I don't have any apart from this. So I don't have any one area. So I read anything which has been thrown at. So thanks to you guys, last I think 6-7 months, I'm getting interesting stuff being thrown at me. So
All right, Srijit. So, like we've come to the end of this conversation, but before any of our guests go, we have this future relevance section where we ask for the guest's hot take on certain things, right? So, I'll give you this, term, word, whatever concept, and I want you to talk about what is the future relevance of that, right? So, the first one, what do you think is the future relevance of hyper-local delivery in India?
hyper-local delivery is going to be very good because end of the day, with the climate, traveling is difficult. Okay, and everybody has at least again the top 4 crore people who are spending for all the rest. Okay, what they have is money and what they don't have is time. So hyper-local is going to be as of now for them, and there also is a quick jobs for a lot of people who want quick entry level jobs. So there is a hyper local is going to be the it's as of now is only in grocery. It will come to all the other areas as well. As of now, it's restaurant grocery. It will come to areas where we are not even thought about. Okay, because it will probably happen till the day our salaries are junior or the entry level 10. So till the day we don't get good people at 15,000 rupees. Tab tak, this will be an opportunity for different entrepreneurs to come out with something else because. And I'm sure at least, I think last week only I was reading our population growth has now flattened. It's going to be negative, right? We're at 2.2, right? Right? That means if the rural people stop coming to the urban for jobs, the lower skill jobs, then there will be a dearth of the jobs. But by the time I think our drones will pick that up. Okay, that means by the time the habit is formed, those people who could be replaced by drones. So answering, it's going to be there. It will come to areas where we have not even thought of. Is what my take would be.
Okay. What do you think is the future relevance of all these fitness startups and wearables?
There's a huge consolidation because there's no end to it. It's a very quick, fast evolution, right? And people get hooked onto numbers, and what these devices does is entice you with numbers, right? Hooks you with numbers, uh, gamify with numbers, create a community with numbers. I did so, and this also it's becoming a social what do you call it, status for some group of youngsters who are in it for the reasons not for it was launched. Right? All these are made for something else, but it's been used for something else. Right? So as long as people get hooked onto this kind of drivers, and obviously we want to improve our health, improve our life, and new sensors will get refined. As of now, only ECG and couple, and I think non-touch sugar has come, right? And so sensors will get obviously refined much better. That means most of the tests which are done in prick might be available without prick, and that also will help in a huge evolution of food as an industry. End of the day, till now, food, people, you need to eat right, but the contribution of food in being health is not considered very high today. Okay, end of the day, if somebody need to let's say lose weight, easiest thing is to do is to cut down the food, but that's not the easiest thing to execute. Easiest thing to tell is to cut down, but somebody who is into it cannot cut down. So that's a challenge. But there, this kind of data, for example, the insulin intolerance person will take more time to lose, and at this point of time when insulin is short, when you have this kind of activity, the weight burn will be much higher. So that analytical driven correlation would help probably get us new solutions which is not available. So sensor up this correlation of multiple data points to our real life solutions. Hope some sensor will tell that how to make sure that hair loss will be controlled. so this is going to be there, and obviously I think everything is getting into the watch now. So
Right.
so now everything has become watch rather. So there's
Yeah.
no watch. So probably there'll be another device, something on spectacles is something.
Right. Yeah.
Anything is possible. So devices, yes, I'm completely
Yes.
in there. So
Yeah. Okay. And final one, what do you think is the future relevance of Indian street food like your bhel puri and pani puri?
Indian future relevance from taste perspective, I don't think it can ever be dethroned. Taste perspective. Uh, and that experience perspective, minus the hygiene, is also something which cannot be matched. Okay. Now that means the gap there is only hygiene, right?
Right.
And hygiene right now is a factor of cost at which people want it right now. Okay. And that's more of a mental block, right? For example, you are fine to buy a 150 rupees burger at McD, but वो समोसा 15 से 20 हो गया तो लग जाती है हमारा, right? That's more of a mental block, right?
Right.
So and that's all mental block, and that's also it's still not hurting. Once in a while, a tummy upset is not hurting as much that वो 15 से 25 पे जाए, right? So the day when this connects both together, I think street food will evolve to give a different experience, which is a street food experience with a better hygiene. So being a food guy, that's one area. Clean, we're not even attempted. Okay, matching a tomato and a tamarind flavor, okay, in a dried snack, clean way mein, it is impossible, because when you eat snacks, let's say even Maggie, although that top notch which you get now, that sizzling tangy top notch, it is not possible without those flavor enhancers and those two chemicals. Okay, so that's one area because we have been working on that. So seasoning street food is hygiene is what will change, but nothing else is going to change.
All right. On that note, Sreejith, I think, like I said, this is a fantastic lesson in entrepreneurship, branding, how to build a company, staying true to your culture and values, and, how to propagate that. And I think now we'll all also know what are the secrets of, food industry that you've shared with us today. So
Yes.
thanks a lot. This is a fantastic chat, Sreejith.
Last one I missed. So
Sure.
one thing which is an opportunity for us to anybody to grab is now until I came and told you about all these ingredients, nobody knows it. So there is an opportunity for somebody to just put it in a simple language, look at the back of product, and then that's a problem which we need somebody has solved. somebody will solve. So let's see who it is.
Yeah. On that note, thanks a lot. This is a brilliant
Thank you.
conversation, Sreejith.
Thank you, Harish. Enjoyed it. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.